Let's look at a way to start the belly roll working by using the floor and using an undulation pattern of the spine to get those muscles working. There's many ways to learn belly rolls, getting those muscles to work. But if you're new to dancing, you won't be in touch with those abdominal muscles. And many times people in physical therapy will be told to do something, and especially the lower abdominal area. They just can't really connect to those muscles. I've heard many ladies say that they don't have those muscles, so we know that's not true. In teaching, it's usually more effective to use the gross motor movement, which is large, exaggerated movements at first, and moving more of the skeleton around before we can get that deep, isolated muscular control. So you may be trying the method of just trying to isolate upper abdominals and lower abdominals, and it doesn't always work for everyone. I like to use the undulation, and I find that as the undulation becomes smaller and smaller, it becomes more muscular to where the belly roll starts to work, and that's the way it worked for me and for many of my students. So I have done a video with the undulation, standing up. It's a combination of a rib cage roll, or Ferris wheel type roll, and a pelvic roll as well. But we're going to do this on the floor. And I've done also a little video of a ripple against the wall, which is from the bottom to the top. So the belly roll could go either way, as the undulation could go from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top. We're using the floor, again, as a support and feedback. Just as we use the hands or the chair to press our back against the chair, we can use the floor to feel the rippling motion up the spine, and then hopefully to find the muscles that are causing that undulation, and then finally just do the belly roll. Now this will be different than an exercise that you might have for back problems or for core, where you're rolling up and holding a bridge position, and then of course the typical thing is to roll down from the top. We will do that, but we're also going to roll down through an extension. So let's do this. Instead of lifting up in a flat bridge, we're going to roll up. This will be the same sort of ripple or bottom to top undulation that I did on the wall. So the deep tilt. I'm going as far as I can go, picking up the pelvic floor muscles, pressing the navel down into the floor, feeling the spine, trying to stay loose and free in my neck, and then continuing to squeeze the muscles underneath to move up sequentially. Now we will do the typical roll down, which would start at the top, and so you drop the chest down, drop down through the rib cage as much as you can, one vertebrae at a time, and then rest. So again, now the deep tuck, rolling through. Again, stay free, you can move your head around. And then coming down, top of the spine first. Now I'm paying a lot of attention to really using the abdominal muscles so that I can train them. Now the other way we'll go. Deep tuck, coming up. Now I'm going to go to an extension and reach for the floor with the tailbone. When you touch down, now roll through. Then lift up the pelvis. And then you can see right here the arch. Trying to do that through length. Looking for the floor with the tailbone. And then rolling down. Now to do this exercise properly, I will find my lower abdominals as well as my upper abdominals because they're required to get this rippling undulation to work. Now I'm getting it into a more rolling sequential pattern. So I'm getting those muscles working. Marching down. And coming back. So if you go through this pattern of doing the undulation and then seeing if you can feel the muscles working that take you through that pattern. It may not happen right away. So now I'm not getting all of the spinal movement here, but trying to feel it through the muscles. So the difference is now on the belly roll that I have to push the muscles out a little bit and then tighten them. But try that, and if it doesn't work right away, that you can't do the belly roll right away, it's okay. Again, you get the spine moving into that wave pattern. The muscles will become trained. Very similar to when we're trying to get the little belly flutter, and we're working very slowly with the breath. Eventually the diaphragm becomes trained and more reactive. So if you don't rush it, just do a little bit at a time, you'll find that you gain a lot of control over those muscles. And there are many ways to learn it, but I've found this method to be very effective for myself and for my students.